Taschen bookstores are known as home of some of the most visually stunning and provocative art books in print today.
The opening of the store here on Lincoln Road in Miami Beach is, I think, really a very important step for us here in Miami.
With locations in Europe, New York, Los Angeles, and Beverly Hills, the art bookstore recently opened in Miami Beach on Lincoln Road, one of the most visited streets in the United States.
In my experience, Benedict Taschen is really kind of a brilliant person because he started very young at 17 or 18, distributing comic books, really, in Germany and then all over the world.
The story of the bookstore goes back to 1980 when publisher Benedict Taschen opened a little shop in his native Cologne in Germany to market his massive comics collection.
And he started expanding from there. He had a library bus that used to go around and they used to sell books. And within a few years he started publishing his own titles and doing the Taschen way, so art with a twist.
Benedict Taschen's passion for spectacular art books and his desire to make them affordable to the masses led him into finding ways to produce them at budget prices.
The great thing about him is distribution, because he is distributing books everywhere, all over the world. And I think his huge innovation is that he began publishing fine art books, beautiful books, at a very, very reasonable price.
Taschen publishes titles from contemporary and classic art, photography, design, fashion, architecture, sex, travel, cinema, and pop culture, as well as a selection of Spanish and Portuguese language titles.
Mr. Taschen has made it possible that almost anybody can walk in, buy a beautiful book on Van Gogh, on Matisse, on Picasso, on the Renaissance artists, on Michelangelo, on Caravaggio, you name it, they're here. Young people do want to know about the history, where their art, where the world came from.
But Taschen is also very well known for publishing unique, large, and pricey art books.
The most expensive book will be our Moonfire Art Edition, which comes with a piece of moon rock, which is the most expensive and rarest mineral on the world, on Earth.
The Lunar Rock Edition, Moonfire, designed by accomplished artist Mark Newson, is inspired by the Apollo 11 and is limited to 12 copies. Each book is contained in a look-alike lunar excursion module with a surface in a 3D topography of the moon. But what really makes the book unusual is the piece of lunar rock that comes with it.
Depending on the size of the rock, the price ranges up to $600,000.
Also, limited, numbered, and signed edition art books are favorites of the collectors.
They're very creative. They're books about artists that I love, about architects that I love, and about subject that I love. I have the Araki book, I have the Walton Ford book. By the way, I collect Walton Ford.
Panchatantra by Walton Ford, a big new name in art right now, was the title selected for the first official signing at the launching of the store a few months ago on Lincoln Road.
What's interesting about Walton Ford is Walton Ford has taken the Audubon concept of painting animals and birds and things very beautifully, but in a very modern way. And when you look at them, you think it's a kind of classic book, but it's not a classic book. It's kind of unusual approach to fine art.
Another collector edition is The Goat, the greatest of all time. This book, a tribute to Muhammad Ali, is not only remarkable for its historic content, but for its presentation on a silk case where the 66-pound book is kept.
On the binding, there is pink leather, there is Louis Vuitton leather. The color is pink for Muhammad Ali's first Cadillac. The binding is done by the people that do the binding for the Vatican, that specialize in large formats and the Quran and Bibles.
The Goat, containing 3,000 images, photographs, art, memorabilia, original essays, interviews, and writings of the heavyweight champion, has been published as an unlimited trade edition as well. The store's bestseller is Sumo, a book with 400 pictures of the very influential German photographer Helmut Newton. Known for his controversial scenarios, bold lighting, and striking compositions that form his signature look. Its bold proportions and weight requires the use of a unique device for its display.
Even though it was sold out, the original version, the collector's edition, people still ask about it a lot. Right now we have available the artist proof edition, which there are only a few copies left. and because the book was sold out immediately. And Taschen came up with a smaller version of it that is more accessible.
With a revolutionary approach to printing, Taschen is opening a new chapter for the lovers of art books.